You think numbers are just for counting. I'm about to show you they're the operating system of reality itself. And if you want to understand how the universe really works, hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you see everything. Listen, there's a reason they teach you math as boring equations and formulas to memorize. There's a reason they never tell you why certain numbers appear everywhere in nature. Because if you understood what Nikola Tesla knew about the pattern of 3, 6, and 9, you'd realize you've been living inside a mathematical prison designed to keep you blind to how reality actually operates. Tesla said it straight up. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. Not a key. The key. He didn't say maybe. He didn't say it's interesting. He said you would have the key. And then they erased him from history. They took his papers. They classified his research. And they made sure schools would never teach you why those numbers matter. But I'm going to show you right now. And once you see this pattern, you cannot unsee it. Your brain will start recognizing it everywhere. In music, in geometry, in your own body, in the structure of galaxies. Because this isn't theory, this is the code reality runs on. Here's what they don't want you to know. Our entire number system, the one you learned in school, collapses into a pattern of 9 when you understand digital roots. And inside that pattern, 3, 6, and 9 form a trinity that operates separately from everything else. Let me prove it to you right now. Take any number. Let's say 14. Add the digits together. 1 plus 4 equals 5. That's your digital root. The number 14 reduces to 5. Try 23. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Digital root, 5. Now try 32. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Same root. Every number can be reduced to a single digit between 1 and 9. And here's where it gets crazy. When you do this with the doubling sequence, the pattern Tesla obsessed over, something impossible happens. Start with 1. 1 times 2 equals 2. Digital root, 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. Digital root, 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. Digital root, 8. 8 times 2 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Digital root, 7. 16 times 2 equals 32. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Digital root, 5. 32 times 2 equals 64. 6 plus 4 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. We're back to 1. The sequence repeats forever. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. Over and over and over. An infinite loop. Notice what's missing. 3, 6, and 9. They never appear. You can double numbers forever. You will never land on 3, 6, or 9 as a digital root. They exist outside the pattern. But here's where Tesla saw something nobody else did. When you add the sequence together, 3, 6, and 9 emerge as the controllers. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 4 plus 8 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 8 plus 7 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 7 plus 5 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. It alternates. 3, 6, 3. 6, 3, 6, forever. And when you add 3 and 6, you get 9. 9 is the orchestrator, the master frequency, the number that contains everything. Tesla knew this. He wouldn't stay in a hotel room unless the number was divisible by 3. He walked around buildings 3 times before entering. He used 18 napkins at dinner. 1 plus 8 equals 9. People thought he was crazy, obsessive compulsive. But he wasn't crazy. He was tuning his reality to the base frequency of the universe. And once he figured this out, he could do things nobody else could. He built machines that pulled energy from nothing. He transmitted electricity wirelessly. He claimed he could split the Earth in half with the right frequency, and they shut him down. J.P. Morgan pulled his funding the moment Tesla said he could give everyone free energy. Because free energy means no control, no bills, no dependence, no power structure. So they buried him. They took his papers when he died. The FBI classified everything, and they made sure you'd grow up thinking, math is just boring number crunching with no connection to reality. But math isn't neutral. Math is the language God wrote reality in. And 3, 6, and 9 are the syntax. Now let me show you why 9 is the most important number in existence. This is going to blow your mind. Take any number and multiply it by 9. Let's say 9 times 3 equals 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 9 times 6 equals 54. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 9 times 12 equals 108. 1 plus 0 plus 8 equals 9. 9 times 437 equals 3,933. Add those digits. 3 plus 9 plus 3. Plus 3 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. No matter what number you multiply by 9, the digital root is always 9. Always. 9 contains all numbers and returns to itself. It's the alpha and omega, the beginning and the end, the mathematical proof of eternal recurrence. You can't escape 9. It's the container of reality itself, and Tesla knew this. He built his entire understanding of frequency and vibration on this principle. Let me take it further. Add all the numbers from 1 to 9 together. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 equals 45. 4 plus 5 equals 9. The sum of all single digits is 9. The universe always returns to 9. It's the cosmic reset button. Now here's where it gets disturbing. They know this. The people at the top, the ones designing your money, your calendar, your measurement systems, they know, and they've encoded 9 everywhere while making sure you never notice. The Matrix isn't science fiction, it's mathematical fact. And 9 is the signature of the architect. Look at time. 60 seconds in a minute. 6 plus 0 equals 6. 60 minutes in an hour. 6 again. 24 hours in a day. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 7 days in a week. 365 days in a year. 3 plus 6 plus 5 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. But wait, 12 months in a year. 30 days in most months. The system is built on multiples of 3, 6, and 9. They divided the circle into 360 degrees. 3 plus 6 plus 0 equals 9. They gave you 12 inches in a foot. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 feet in a yard. 9 feet in 3 yards. Everything you measure reality with is encoded with Tesla's numbers. And it's not random. It's deliberate. Because if you control the measurement system, you control perception. And if you control perception, you control reality. But let me show you something even more disturbing about our measurement systems. The imperial system, the one America still uses while the rest of the world moved on, it's not outdated. It's encoded. 16 ounces in a pound. 1 plus 6 equals 7. But wait, there are 14 pounds in a stone. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 28 pounds in a quarter. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 112 pounds in a hundredweight. 1 plus 1 plus 2 equals 4. And it keeps cycling through that same sequence. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. The doubling pattern. They built it into how you measure weight. And the metric system, don't think they gave you something clean and simple out of kindness. The metric system is base 10. And what does 10 reduce to? 1 plus 0 equals 1. They gave you a system that always returns you to the beginning. A loop, a cycle you can't escape. But within it, the sacred numbers are still there. A kilometer is 1,000 meters. 1 plus 0 equals 1. But break it down further. 100 centimeters in a meter. 1 plus 0 equals 1. But a centimeter is 10 millimeters. 1 plus 0 equals 1. See the pattern? They're keeping you locked in the sequence while the real power numbers 3, 6, and 9 remain hidden in the relationships between the measurements. Here's what Tesla understood that they didn't want him sharing. Frequency and vibration create form. Everything you see, touch, taste, hear, it's all frequency vibrating at different rates. Solid matter is just slow vibration. Light is fast vibration. And the pattern of 3, 6, and 9 determines how those frequencies organize into structure. Cymatics proves this. You've seen those videos, right? Sand on a vibrating plate forming geometric patterns when you change the frequency. Every frequency creates a specific pattern. Those patterns are how reality organizes itself, and the most stable, most recurring patterns all reduce to 3, 6, or 9. The flower of life. Sacred geometry, six-fold symmetry, hexagons everywhere in nature, honeycomb, snowflakes, the structure of carbon. Why? Because 6 is the balance point, and 6 always reduces back to itself or connects to 3 and 9. Tesla saw this. He realized that if you could manipulate frequency at the level of 3, 6, and 9, you could manipulate matter itself. You could heal disease. You could create energy from the vacuum. You could collapse time and space. And that's why they silenced him. Because a human who understands this becomes a god. And gods don't pay electric bills. Gods don't need permission. Gods don't follow systems designed to control them. So, they took his work, classified it, and told you he was just some weird inventor who died broken alone. But Tesla wasn't broke. He was suppressed. And his suppression was the greatest theft in human history. Let me tell you what they did to Tesla in his final years. He was living in the New Yorker Hotel, room 3327. Let's break that down. 3, 3, 2, 7. 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 7 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. They put him in a room that reduced to 6. Not random. They were containing him, keeping him locked in the pattern. He died on January 7th, 1943. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 3 equals 17. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 8, 8. The number of infinity. The number of cycles. They waited until the numbers aligned to let him die, and within hours of his death, the FBI was at his room. Not the police, not the hotel staff, the FBI. The Office of Alien Property seized everything. Every document, every blueprint, every note. They claimed it was because he was a foreign national. But Tesla had been an American citizen for decades. They didn't seize his property because of legalities. They seized it because they knew what he had. The plans for free energy, the designs for earthquake machines, the schematics for weather control, the formulas for time manipulation, all based on the 3, 6, 9 pattern, all too dangerous for the public to know. His nephew tried to get the documents back. They told him everything was examined and deemed safe. Not dangerous, not significant. But if it wasn't significant, why classify it for decades? Why keep it locked away? Why lie about what they found? Because they didn't deem it safe. They deemed it revolutionary, and revolutions can't be controlled. So they buried it. They scattered his remaining possessions, they destroyed his lab, and they made sure history would remember him as eccentric and tragic, not as the man who decoded reality. Now let me show you something they definitely don't teach in school. The vortex math of Marco Rodin. This guy took Tesla's work and expanded it into something even more mind-blowing. He mapped the pattern of doubling onto a circle and discovered what he calls the Rodin coil, the mathematical blueprint of the torus, the shape of everything. Apples, planets, galaxies, magnetic fields, the human heart, everything is a torus, and the torus operates on the 3-6-9 pattern. Here's how it works. Arrange the numbers 1 through 9 in a circle. Now double them and reduce to digital roots. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. Plot those on the circle. They form a perfect pattern, moving in one direction. Now add them. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 4 plus 8 equals 3. 8 plus 7 equals 6. 3 and 6 oscillate, moving perpendicular to the main flow. They're the balance, the yin and yang. And 9 sits in the center, untouched, unmoved, observing. 9 is consciousness itself, the witness, the eternal, the part of you that never changes no matter what happens to your body, your mind, your life. 9 is the I am, the awareness behind all experience, and 3 and 6 are the forces of creation and destruction, expansion and contraction, dancing around 9 forever. This isn't mysticism, this is math, cold, hard, provable math. And when you understand it, you understand why Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Because energy, frequency, and vibration all follow the 3-6-9 pattern, always, without exception. But Rodin went further. He didn't just map the pattern, he built devices based on it, coils wound in specific sequences that follow the 3-6-9 flow. And these coils do impossible things. They generate more energy than they consume. They create magnetic fields that shouldn't exist according to conventional physics. They demonstrate over-unity, perpetual motion, free energy. All the things science says are impossible. Except they're not impossible, they're just suppressed. Because here's what happens when you wind a coil following the vortex math pattern. You're not just creating a magnetic field. You're creating a tunnel into the zero-point field. You're tapping into the infinite energy that exists in every cubic centimeter of space. Quantum physics admits this. They call it vacuum energy. They calculate that there's more energy in the space of a coffee cup than in all the matter in the observable universe, but they say it's impossible to extract. They're lying. Tesla extracted it, Rodin extracted it, and dozens of other inventors have extracted it, and they've all been shut down, bought out, or disappeared. Look up John Bedini. He built batteries that charged themselves, free energy, real, measurable, reproducible, and his designs were based on the same principles: pulsed magnetic fields, specific frequencies, coil arrangements that follow sacred geometry. He gave away his plans for free, posted them online, told everyone how to build them. And the energy companies did nothing because the plans were so complex, so precise, that most people couldn't replicate them. And the few who could were too scared to go public, because going public means becoming a target. Look up Stanley Meyer, water-powered cars. He figured out how to split water into hydrogen and oxygen using frequencies instead of brute force electrolysis. His process used almost no energy. The output was massive. He could drive across the country on a few gallons of water. He demonstrated it publicly. He got investors. He was about to license the technology, and then he died. Poisoned at a restaurant. His last words were, "They poisoned me." And his technology disappeared. His patents were seized. His lab was raided, and the story was buried as a hoax. But it wasn't a hoax. It was an assassination. This is what happens when you understand 3, 6, 9. You become dangerous because you can create without permission. You can live without dependence. You can operate outside the system, and the system cannot allow that. So they kill the inventors, they classify the patents, they ridicule the researchers, and they make sure you believe it's all pseudoscience, conspiracy theory, impossible nonsense. But it's not. It's just suppressed science. Science that works too well. Now let's talk about why they don't teach you this. Why does school give you algebra, calculus, trigonometry, but never once mention digital roots or vortex math, or Tesla's obsession with these numbers? Because education isn't about enlightenment, it's about employment. They're training you to be a worker, not a creator. They teach you enough math to operate machines, balance budgets, follow instructions, but they never teach you the math that reveals how reality is constructed. Because if you knew that, you'd stop participating in their system. You'd realize you don't need their grid. You don't need their approvals. You don't need them at all. Think about what you learned in school. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. The basics. Then fractions, decimals, percentages. Tools for commerce. Then algebra, solving for x, following formulas, then geometry, shapes and angles, all practical, all useful for building a functional worker, then calculus if you're ambitious, rates of change, optimization, tools for engineering and economics, all designed to make you useful to the system. But did they ever teach you why multiplication works? Why does 5 times 3 equal 3 times 5? What's actually happening when you multiply? They told you to memorize the times tables. They never told you multiplication is repeated. Addition creating geometric growth patterns that always follow the digital root sequence. They never told you that prime numbers, the ones that can't be divided evenly, create disruption points in the pattern. Moments where the code hiccups, moments where consciousness enters. Did they teach you about the Fibonacci sequence? Maybe, if you had a good teacher. But did they tell you that Fibonacci numbers reduce to a repeating pattern of 24 digital roots? That the sequence is a spiral and spirals are how nature builds? That your DNA is a double helix spiral and the proportions match the golden ratio which comes from Fibonacci? That galaxies spiral, hurricanes spiral, water spirals, energy spirals, and that all spirals follow the 3-6-9 pattern at their core? No, they didn't teach you that, because teaching you that would teach you that you're not separate from nature. You're not an observer, you're a participant. You're made of the same code. And if you're made of the same code, you can rewrite it. And they can't have that. They need you to believe reality is fixed, solid, unchangeable, that you're small, that you're powerless, that you need them. But it's all a lie. Reality is fluid, and you're the artist. Tesla proved you could pull infinite energy from the space around you. The zero-point field, the quantum vacuum, whatever you want to call it. It's an ocean of energy, and we're drowning in it. But they can't meter it. They can't charge you for it. So they suppressed it. They built a world where you're dependent on coal, oil, nuclear, solar, anything they can control and sell. And they made sure the one man who figured out how to give it to you for free was erased. but his numbers remain: 3, 6, and 9. The code is still here, and now you know it. So what do you do with this? How does knowing the pattern change anything? Because here's the thing. Information without application is just entertainment. And I'm not here to entertain you, I'm here to wake you up. So let me tell you what happens when you start aligning your life with 3, 6, and 9. First, you notice the synchronicities. You'll see these numbers everywhere, on clocks, on receipts, in addresses, license plates. It's not confirmation bias, it's resonance. Your consciousness is tuning to the base frequency and reality is reflecting it back to you. You're starting to see the code. Second, you'll feel a shift in your energy. Tesla wasn't just intellectually obsessed with these numbers. He structured his entire physical reality around them. He bathed in electromagnetic fields tuned to specific frequencies. He walked in patterns of 3. He ate at times divisible by 3. And he became one of the most prolific inventors in history. Coincidence? Or was he hacking the operating system? Third, your manifestations accelerate. Because when you align with the mathematical structure of reality, you're no longer swimming against the current. You're moving with it. The universe isn't random, it's ordered, and that order follows a pattern. When you match the pattern, you become coherent with creation itself. Things flow. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Not because you're lucky, because you're aligned. Let me break down exactly how this works. Your body is electric. Your nervous system runs on electrical impulses. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field. Your brain produces measurable frequency waves: beta, alpha, theta, delta. When you're stressed, you're in beta, high frequency, chaotic. When you're calm, you're in alpha, lower frequency, coherent. When you're meditating deeply, you're in theta, even lower, even more coherent. And when you're sleeping, you're in delta, the lowest, the most coherent, the most connected to source. And here's what they don't tell you. Those brainwave frequencies all reduce to specific digital roots. Beta is around 15 to 30 hertz. 15 reduces to 6. 30 reduces to 3. Alpha is around 8 to 14 hertz. 8 reduces to 8. 14 reduces to 5. But the ranges overlap at specific points that create coherence. And those points always align with 3, 6, or 9. Tesla knew this. He said the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. He wasn't talking about ghosts. He was talking about consciousness, about the field, about the fact that your thoughts are frequencies, and frequencies shape matter. And if you can control your frequency, you can control your reality. This is what meditation does. It's not about clearing your mind, it's about tuning your frequency. When you sit in silence and focus on your breath, you're slowing your brain waves. You're dropping from beta to alpha to theta. You're moving into coherence, and in that coherence, you access the field, the infinite intelligence, the place where all possibilities exist, and from there, you can choose, you can intend, you can create. But here's the secret they really don't want you to know. You don't have to meditate for years to access this state. You can hack it with sound, with frequency, with the 3, 6, 9 pattern, binaural beats. 2 different frequencies played in each ear, creating a third frequency in your brain. And if that third frequency reduces to 3, 6, or 9, you drop into coherence instantly. Your brain synchronizes, your heart rate variability increases, your nervous system calms, and you enter the field. Tesla built machines that did this. devices that emitted specific frequencies to entrain the brain into desired states. He could make people relaxed, alert, creative, focused, all with frequency. And the military stole his research. They use it now. Sonic weapons that make you nauseous, confused, compliant. Frequency devices that can alter mood, disrupt thought, even induce hallucinations. They have the technology. They've had it for decades, and they use it on you, on crowds, on protesters, on populations, to keep you docile, to keep you distracted, to keep you from waking up. But the same technology that can harm can heal. The same frequencies that can disrupt can harmonize. And that's what Tesla wanted. He wanted to give everyone access to healing frequencies, to consciousness-expanding frequencies, to frequencies that would lift humanity out of suffering. And they killed him for it, because conscious humans are uncontrollable humans. Now let me get into the really forbidden stuff, the stuff they absolutely do not want you experimenting with. Tesla discovered that certain frequencies could heal the human body. He built devices that emitted electromagnetic pulses at specific intervals, and people reported miraculous healings. Cancers disappeared, chronic pain vanished, mental illness lifted. The FDA shut him down. They said his devices were fraudulent, but they weren't fraudulent. They were threatening. Because a healthy population doesn't need pharmaceutical sorcery. A healthy population doesn't generate profit. And here's the key. The healing frequencies Tesla discovered all reduce to 3, 6, or 9. The solfeggio frequencies. You've heard of them, right? 396 Hertz. 3 plus 9 plus 6 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 528 Hertz. 5 plus 2 plus 8 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 639 Hertz. 6 plus 3 plus 9 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Every healing frequency in the solfeggio scale reduces to 3, 6, or 9. Your body is a frequency receiver. Your DNA is an antenna. And when you expose yourself to the right frequencies, your cells reorganize. They repair. They regenerate. This is why music heals. Why chanting works. Why certain sounds make you feel expansive and others make you feel contracted. It's all frequency, and frequency is math, and math follows the 3-6-9 pattern. But let me tell you exactly what each solfeggio frequency does, because they each correspond to a specific transformation. 174 Hertz. 1 plus 7 plus 4 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. This is the foundation frequency. It removes pain. Physical pain. It tells your cells to let go of trauma stored in tissue. 285 Hertz. 2 plus 8 plus 5 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. This frequency regenerates tissue. It accelerates healing after injury. It signals cells to repair and multiply. 396 Hertz. 9. This liberates you from fear and guilt. It works on the root chakra, the base frequency of survival. It tells your nervous system you're safe, that you can stop running, stop hiding, stop protecting. 417 Hertz. 4 plus 1 plus 7 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. This facilitates change. It clears negative energy. It dissolves blockages in your field. It's the frequency of transformation. 528 Hertz. 6. This is the miracle tone, the frequency of love. It repairs DNA, literally. Scientists have proven that 528 Hertz can repair broken DNA strands. Your body recognizes this frequency as the signal to restore itself to perfection. This is why chanting OM works. OM resonates at 528 Hz. Ancient cultures knew this. They encoded healing into sound. 639 Hz. 9. This harmonizes relationships. It opens the heart. It dissolves resentment, anger, separation. It reminds you that everything is connected, that there is no other, only reflections of self. 741 Hz. 7 plus 4 plus 1 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. This awakens intuition. It clears the throat chakra. It helps you speak truth, express authentically, communicate from essence. 852 Hz. 8 plus 5 plus 2 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. This returns you to spiritual order. It opens the third eye. It activates pineal gland function. It reconnects you to source. And 963 Hz. 9 plus 6 plus 3 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. This is the frequency of divine consciousness, pure presence, oneness, the recognition that you are everything and nothing simultaneously. Do you see the pattern? 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, over and over. These aren't random frequencies someone made up. These are the mathematical harmonics of reality itself, the frequencies that matter resonates with, the tones that consciousness recognizes as home. Tesla knew if you could broadcast the right frequency, you could heal entire populations. You could raise consciousness globally, you could end suffering, and that's exactly why they destroyed him. Because suffering is the control mechanism. Sick people are obedient. Scared people are controllable. Healthy, empowered people are dangerous. So they buried the tech, classified the research, and told you healing comes from pills, not frequencies. But the truth is still here, encoded in the math, waiting for you to rediscover it. Now, let's go even deeper. Tesla claimed he could communicate with other dimensions. He said he received information from non-physical entities. He called them intelligences. And before you dismiss this as delusion, consider what he built: alternating current, radio, remote control, X-rays, radar, wireless energy transmission. The man was decades, sometimes centuries, ahead of his time. Where did that knowledge come from? He said it came through frequency. He would tune his mind to specific states and information would download. He described it like tuning a radio to the right station, and the station he tuned to most often was 9, the frequency of pure consciousness, the field where all information exists simultaneously, what some call the Akashic records, what physicists call the quantum field, what mystics call the mind of God. And here's what nobody tells you: you have access to the same field, right now. Your brain is a transceiver. It sends and receives frequency, and when you align your frequency with 3, 6, and 9, you tap into the infinite intelligence that Tesla accessed. This is how geniuses think. This is how inventors invent. This is how artists create. They're not making it up. They're downloading it from the field. And the field speaks in the language of 3, 6, 9. Think about every breakthrough in history, every invention, every discovery. The scientists and inventors always say the same thing: it came to me. I saw it in a dream. I heard a voice. I just knew. They're not being metaphorical. They're describing direct downloads from the field. Einstein saw relativity in a dream. Mendeleev saw the periodic table in a dream. Tesla visualized entire machines in his mind, fully formed, fully functional, before ever building them. Where did those visions come from? The field, the unified intelligence, the source code of reality, and you access it by tuning your frequency, by aligning with the master pattern, by becoming 3, 6, 9. And when you do, ideas flow, solutions appear, creativity explodes, because you're not thinking anymore, you're receiving, you're channeling, you're becoming a vessel for infinite intelligence. You want proof? Let's look at music, the most universal language, the thing that transcends culture, time, and space. Why does music move you? Because it's pure frequency, and every song, every chord, every melody follows mathematical patterns, and those patterns always reduce to 3, 6, or 9. An octave is 8 notes. 8 reduces to 8, but the interval structure, the way frequencies double and harmonize, all follows the same pattern Tesla discovered. A perfect fifth is a frequency ratio of 3 to 2. 3 and 2. A major third is 5 to 4. 5 plus 4 equals 9. The harmonic series, the foundation of all musical intervals, is based on doubling, which we already know creates the 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 loop controlled by 3, 6, and 9. Music isn't random, it's mathematical law, and your body knows this. That's why rhythm makes you move, why certain songs make you cry, why frequency can shift your emotional state instantly. But let me tell you something even more profound. Music at 440 Hz, the standard tuning frequency used today, is unnatural. It was changed in the 1950s. Before that, music was tuned to 432 Hz. 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. 432 is the natural frequency, the one that aligns with the Schumann resonance, the Earth's heartbeat, the one that makes your cells sing. But they changed it to 440. 4 plus 4 plus 0 equals 8. 8 is the loop, the cycle, the trap. Why did they change it? Because 440 makes you anxious, agitated, disconnected. It puts you in beta brainwave state, stress, survival mode. And in survival mode, you're controllable, you're reactive, you're not thinking clearly, you're not accessing higher consciousness. You're stuck in the pattern, and they want you stuck. Because stuck people don't revolt, they don't question, they don't wake up. But 432 does the opposite. It calms you, grounds you, connects you. It drops you into alpha and theta, coherent brain states, access to the field. And when you have access to the field, you remember who you are, you remember your power, and you stop complying. So they changed the frequency, they made it law, international standard. And now every song you hear, every movie soundtrack, every commercial jingle, it's all tuned to keep you locked in the pattern. But you can change it back. You can listen to music at 432. You can tune instruments to 432. You can set digital audio to 432. And when you do, you'll feel the difference immediately. Your nervous system will relax, your heart rate will slow, your mind will clear, because you're hearing the natural frequency, the one your body was designed to resonate with, the one that connects you to Earth, to cosmos, to source. Tesla understood this. He said the universe is not made of matter, it's made of frequency and vibration. Matter is just frequency slowed down enough to seem solid, and if you change the frequency, you change the matter. This is transmutation. Alchemy. The thing they told you was impossible. But Tesla proved it wasn't. He turned energy into matter. He pulled electricity from the air. He demonstrated that reality is malleable at the level of frequency. And the master frequency is 9. Now let's talk about why 9 is the number of completion, why it's the last single digit, why it represents the end of a cycle and the beginning of the next. Because 9 is the number of transformation, of death and rebirth, of letting go and ascending. Look at pregnancy. 9 months. The creation of life. Why 9? Because 9 is the gestation period of consciousness entering form. The soul descends through the 9 levels, taking on density until it births into physical reality. But here's what they don't tell you about the 9 months of pregnancy. Each month corresponds to a specific development phase that mirrors the evolution of consciousness. Month 1. Conception. The spark. Pure potential. Month 2. The heartbeat begins. The rhythm of life. The pulse of existence. Month 3. The nervous system forms. The electrical grid of the body. The receiver for consciousness. Month 4. Movement begins. The soul enters and tests the vehicle. Month 5. The senses develop. The interface with physical reality. Month 6. The lungs form. Preparation for independent breath. Independent life. Month 7. The brain develops higher functions. Consciousness begins to organize. Month 8. Full maturity. The being is ready, but waits. Month 9. Birth. The transition from one realm to another. Death of the womb existence. Birth into physical reality. 9 stages. 9 months. 9 levels of descent. And when the child is born, it enters the physical plane crying. Why? Because it remembers. It knows what it left behind. It feels the density, the separation, the forgetting. But within days, it stops crying as much. The amnesia sets in. The veil drops. And it begins the journey of rediscovering what it forgot. That's what life is. Remembering. Look at the 9 circles of hell in Dante's Inferno. The 9 levels of heaven. The 9 muses. The 9 worlds in Norse mythology. 9 isn't arbitrary. It's the structure of dimensional reality. There are 9 levels of consciousness, 9 stages of initiation, 9 gates you pass through on the path to enlightenment. Every ancient culture knew this, and they encoded it into their myths, their architecture, their rituals. The Mayans had 9 lords of the night, 9 levels in their underworld. The Egyptians had 9 gods in their Ennead, 9 principles of creation. The Norse had 9 worlds connected by Yggdrasil, 9 realms of existence. The Hindus described 9 forms of Devi, 9 expressions of the divine feminine. Buddhism speaks of 9 levels of consciousness, 9 stages of awareness. Christianity has 9 fruits of the Spirit, 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit, 9 choirs of angels. It's everywhere, because 9 is everywhere. 9 is the structure. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the base perimeter divided by twice the height gives you pi. But if you measure the structure in specific units, you get ratios that reduce to 3, 6, and 9. The builders weren't guessing. They were encoding cosmic law into stone. They were creating a frequency device, because pyramids aren't tombs. They're generators. Tesla knew this too. He wanted to build a pyramid power plant. He said the shape itself amplifies frequency, and when you align it to the Earth's resonant frequency, the Schumann resonance, which is 7.83 Hertz, 7 plus 8 plus 3 equals 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9, you create a perpetual energy machine. But they wouldn't let him, because free energy destroys the economy. It destroys the illusion of scarcity. It destroys the need for governments and corporations and control systems. And so they killed the project. They killed the man, and they killed the knowledge, but they couldn't kill the numbers. 3, 6, and 9 remain, encoded in everything, waiting for you to notice. Let me show you another place where 3, 6, 9 is encoded. Your body. You have 27 bones in each hand. 2 plus 7 equals 9. You have 33 vertebrae in your spine. 3 plus 3 equals 6. You have 12 pairs of ribs. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Your heart beats around 72 times per minute at rest. 7 plus 2 equals 9. You have 206 bones in your entire body. 2 plus 0 plus 6 equals 8. But 8 is part of the sequence controlled by 3, 6, 9. Your lungs. You breathe around 12 to 20 times per minute. 12 reduces to 3. 20 reduces to 2. But the average is 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. And 7 is in the sequence. Your body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. 9 plus 8 plus 6 equals 23. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 is in the sequence. Everything about you, every measurement, every rhythm, every cycle, it's all following the pattern. Your cells divide in cycles. Mitosis follows a precise sequence. Interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. 5 stages, but the actual division creates 2 cells from 1, doubling, the same doubling pattern Tesla mapped. And cell division happens in rhythms that align with circadian cycles, which align with Earth's rotation, which aligns with the Schumann resonance, which reduces to 9. You're not separate from the pattern. You are the pattern, embodied, conscious, walking, breathing, living mathematics. And when you realize this, when you truly comprehend that you're not in the universe, you are the universe experiencing itself, everything changes. Because you're not subject to the code. You are the code, and code can rewrite itself. So here's what you do with this information. You start applying it. You don't just know it, you live it. Set your alarms for times that reduce to 3, 6, or 9. Eat meals at those times. Exercise in intervals of 3, 6, or 9 minutes. Structure your day around these numbers. Watch what happens. You'll start feeling more coherent, more aligned, like you're moving with reality instead of against it. Listen to music tuned to frequencies that reduce to 3, 6, or 9. 432 hertz instead of 440. 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. Your cells will respond. Your nervous system will calm. Your mind will clear. This isn't placebo. This is physics. Meditate on the numbers. Visualize them. 3, 6, 9. Let them become a mantra. Let them reprogram your subconscious, because your subconscious speaks in symbols and patterns. And when you feed it the master pattern, it aligns your entire reality to match. Start noticing where 3, 6, 9 appears in your life. Not just on clocks, everywhere. How many steps do you take to your door? Count them. Is it divisible by 3? How many windows in your room? How many tiles on your floor? How many letters in your name? Add them up, reduce them, see the pattern. Because once you start looking, you'll see it's everywhere. And that recognition creates resonance. And resonance creates alignment. And alignment creates manifestation. Write affirmations in sets of 3, 6, or 9 repetitions. Don't just say, I am abundant once. Say it 3 times, 6 times, 9 times. The repetition isn't about convincing yourself. It's about creating a standing wave in your consciousness, a persistent frequency that broadcasts your intention into the field, and the field responds to persistence, to coherence, to alignment. Do breath work in patterns of 3, 6, 9. Inhale for 3 counts, hold for 6, exhale for 9, or any combination. 3 in, 3 hold, 3 out. 6 in, 6 hold, 6 out. The specific pattern matters less than the alignment with the sacred numbers. Because when you breathe in rhythm with the cosmic code, you entrain your nervous system to the base frequency. You drop into coherence, And in coherence, you access power. Now let me tell you the biggest secret of all. The one Tesla hinted at, but never fully explained. The one that got him killed. 9 isn't just a number. 9 is you, your consciousness, the observer, the part of you that exists outside the pattern, watching it unfold. 1 through 8 are the material world, the cycle of birth, growth, death, rebirth. But 9 is transcendence. 9 is the witness, the eternal self, the part of you that never enters the cycle because it's already complete. When you realize you are 9, everything changes. You stop identifying with the drama. You stop believing you're the body, the mind, the personality. You realize you're the awareness behind all of it, the unchanging presence, the eternal now. And from that place, you become the creator, because 9 contains all numbers, which means you contain all possibilities. Every potential reality exists within you, and you collapse the wave function with your attention, your intention, your frequency. This is what Tesla knew. This is what they silenced. You are not a victim of reality. You are the architect. And the blueprint is 3, 6, 9, the Holy Trinity, the divine code, the operating system of existence. They didn't want you to know this. They wanted you to think you're small, powerless, dependent. But you're not. You're infinite. You're 9. And 9 is everything. Let me take this to the final level. The level where science and spirituality become one. Where Tesla's math meets ancient wisdom. Where the code reveals itself as consciousness. Because that's what this has been about all along. Not numbers. Consciousness. Numbers are just the language, the symbols, the interface. But behind the numbers is awareness, intelligence, presence, the thing you call I, the thing that's reading these words right now. That's 9. That's the observer. That's God experiencing itself through the infinite permutations of 3 and 6. And here's the ultimate truth, the one that breaks the matrix completely. 3, 6, and 9 aren't actually separate. They're one pattern expressing itself in 3 ways. 3 is creation, the outward movement, the expansion, the force that generates form. 6 is balance, the inward movement, the contraction, the force that maintains form. And 9 is transcendence, the stillness, the witnessing, the force that liberates from form. But all 3 are movements of the same consciousness, your consciousness, the only consciousness, because there is no other, there never was. It's all one mind, one awareness, playing every role, living every life, experiencing every possibility. And the game is remembering, waking up, realizing you're not the character, you're the player, you're not the wave, you're the ocean. You're not the pattern, you're the mathematician. Tesla saw this. In his final years, he spoke less about machines and more about consciousness. He said the gift of mental power comes from God, divine being, and if we concentrate our minds on that truth, we become in tune with this great power. He realized the technology was never the point. The free energy, the wireless transmission, the earthquake machines, they were just demonstrations. Proof of concept. What he really wanted to show you was that mind creates reality, that consciousness is primary, that you are the power source, and they couldn't allow that message to spread, because a population that knows it's God doesn't need rulers, doesn't need saviors, doesn't need systems. So they killed the messenger. But the message remains, encoded in 3, 6, 9, written into the fabric of existence, waiting in every moment for you to notice. to remember, to wake up. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 9 days, structure your life around these numbers. Wake up at a time that reduces to 3, 6, or 9. Drink water in amounts divisible by 3. Walk for intervals of 9 minutes. Set intentions at 3-hour intervals. Speak affirmations in sets of 3, 6, or 9. Watch what happens. Track the synchronicities. Feel the shift. And then come back and tell me this is all coincidence. Because it's not. It's the code. And now you have the key. Tesla gave it to us, they tried to bury it, but the truth doesn't die. It waits. And now it's your turn. Your turn to wake up. Your turn to align. Your turn to become the conscious creator you were always meant to be. 3, 6, 9. The key to the universe, and it was inside you the whole time. But don't stop at 9 days. Make it a lifetime. Make it your operating system. Because once you see the code, you can't unsee it. Once you feel the alignment, you can't go back to chaos. Once you remember you're 9, you can't pretend you're the pattern. You're the consciousness that generates the pattern, the awareness that observes it, the intelligence that can rewrite it at will. This is your power. This is your birthright. This is what they stole from you, and now you're taking it back. Not with violence, not with protest, with knowledge, with understanding, with alignment. You're hacking the matrix from the inside, rewriting your code, becoming the glitch that wakes up others. And as more people wake up, as more consciousness aligns with 3, 6, 9, the entire system shifts. Because the system is made of consciousness, and consciousness responds to frequency. And frequency follows the pattern. And now you are the pattern. Welcome home. Welcome to 9. Welcome to yourself.